Hi, and welcome back to episode 2 of World of Horror. We're going to do the extracurricular activity this time. This is kind of, I think, difficulty. I guess going to tell you what the difficulty is. I think the customized playthrough and the quick play doesn't really matter because, you can get really hard difficulty if you want, But we're going to do extracurricular activity. Kind of starts with the same thing. Something is happening in our town. People are running around the woods doing some stuff, and technology is scary. So, because of that, old gods are rising, and we're gonna go out there and put a stop to it. So, in this one, we've got the thing forsaken by God, banished to the other dimension a long time ago. Goizo has found a way to use mirrors to ensnare and teleport its prey straight through reflective glass. The glimpse behind your reflections are just the beginning of the real nightmare. Okay, the old gods rule. So this is basically different gods have different stipulations of things that they do. So in this one, it's resting at home raises doom, which I think it always does that. So I think this is basically it does more doom or something. I don't know. And of course, the backstory was made up for the game. And character exclusive perk cards only. That's basically whatever character you're using, you get cards that are specific to that one. I don't know this character's name. I don't remember the character's name for the first one either. So basically, this is how the game is basically set up. This is a way to introduce you to doing the other modes, like quick play or a customized playthrough or the challenges, which I would be surprised if we unlocked them. So we have more options down here. We have, we have items, spells, status, allies and perks, town status, you, me or you, the old god, and options. And of course, spells, we don't have anything. Some characters will start off with stuff that'll either give them spells or will have spells, just like how in the last playthrough, in the last episode, the character started with a weapon. We're not starting with one. This is our stats. We don't have any injuries or curses or anything at the moment. We don't have any allies or perks. There's nothing specifically going on, but a feeling of paranoia and discomfort is almost palpable in the air. This is where you get to look at the logs of what's happened so far. Like I was saying in the previous episode about the claps and stuff. I got a speed of 630. This is how long the campaign's taking. When you get 100 experience points, you can level up. Old God, this just basically tells you what they do in the impending doom, which up here is also speaking of which, there's a free achievement if you turn it to June. There you go. It just lets you, it doesn't really do anything except I guess it's just a little oh, you flipped it over, it's haha, we made it. This is where you're always going to find what's going on with the town. Okay. Well, welcome and thank you for trying World of Horror inspired by adventure games from the 80s. The visual overload may be a little disorienting in the beginning. In this short tutorial, I will do my best to explain the various elements and prepare you for the fight, the horrible old gods. Howl, creators of the game. Okay? Yeah, I just absolutely love the art style in this game too. It's great. Basically, I think they're going to go through a lot of the stuff I said on the previous ones. That's the main game screen. Here you will be interacting with your surroundings, solving mysteries, fighting enemies. That's the user interface part of the screen. Here you will manage your inventory, cast spells, and access the game's options. All performed actions will be added here to the log. That's you on the right. World of Horror has RPG elements, and your attributes are described by 6 basic stats. Move your cursor over them to learn more. The perception stat are used to determine the outcome of events and the speed of certain combat actions. Dexterity, by the way, I didn't read this when I first played it, I just jumped into it. Stats are used to determine the outcome of events and the speed of certain combat items. And they're basically going to say the same thing, right? Yeah. Certain outfit, combat items. Funds representing the amount of money you can spend, and there's nothing for luck anywhere. I think it's an invisible stat. That's your inventory. You can keep up to 4 items. There are some items you can get and some conditions you can get that it will either increase or decrease the amount of items you can carry. So if the conditions are right, you can carry up to 6 items. To inspect, use, or equip anything you pick up, select the item in question from this area. There are 3 equipped slots. Equipped items do not count towards the 4 items limit. A is for weapons, B and C are trinkets and armor. So yeah, if you have like they said, if you have something in each equipment spot, that doesn't count towards your overall, which is really nice. As you progress with the playthrough, more helpful tips will appear. Would you like to turn on combat tutorial? No, because we did the combat tutorial in the previous one. Okay, so we got 2 options: our home and the lighthouse. The ominous lighthouse has been closed down for longer than you can remember. Enter lighthouse. Multiple padlocks prevent you from entering the building. You need 5 keys, which one of them is already unlocked, so we actually only need 4. This means we get 4 keys, 1 key per every mystery solved. So in order for us to enter in here, we got to solve 4 mysteries. So we can't come here now, so we're gonna go home. Mailbox is empty. And here we are. So there's a few things. I remember that there's something that can happen at the window. I just don't know what it is. But back in your home, you think of your next move. You are not currently investigating any weird mysteries. Recent newspaper clippings and notes collected in the next room should point you in the right direction. So you can just check some stuff. If you had something you can charge, you can put it here. This light switch doesn't work. Sometimes the table will have something different on it. But before we do anything, I want to go into the take a bath and I want to grab the 5 experience for free. So taking a bath allows you to get, so when you go into there, you automatically get 1 stat, 1 stamina and 1 reason. I'm maxed out, so it didn't move up anything. But you can either choose to use cold water, which I think revitalizes reason, so it'll give you 1 or 2 extra points, or you can use hot water for stamina, 1 or 2 points, or you can do the middle option and get extra experience points, 5 extra points. That's just a free thing to get to begin with. You can change your clothes to different options. It only really affects the bottom right, so you can do which one you want. I like C, so we're gonna go with C, but also you can get 1 money out of that, free $1. And I don't really think there's anything else you can do other than just looking good. So we've got the TV room. If you got a VHS tape, you can play it in here. This basically talks about other mysteries that may or may not be on the board to do. So local dentist is found guilty for implanting dog teeth in their human patients. Motive is currently unknown. You can also use the phone if you have a number. This doesn't really do much of anything as far as I know. Then we can go back to town. We can access our storage, which we don't have anything. Save the game or custom mysteries. So we're going to go to the new mystery. Inexplicable and morbid events have been plaguing your town for some time now. You've marked down 5 of them, hoping that there is something connecting them. You can tackle these 5 mysteries in any order you want. Beware, your decisions will haunt you and influence yet unsolved mysteries. So actually we only have 4 for this one. And this one we can only do this one once we've solved everything else. So what we have, Rotten Report of Rancid Ramen. That one's not a bad one to start with. The Bloody Brief and Beckoning Bulletin. That one's also not terrible to start with. Sorrowful Saga of the Moonlight Sailors. And Spine-Chilling Story of the Scissors. We just did that on the last one, so I'm going to save that for last. It plays exactly the same way as it did. You don't have access to town or anything, so it might be one of the last ones we do. I'm going to start with the Bloody Brief of a Beckoning Bulletin. As the decades roll on, technology only developed further. These days, computer bulletin board software allows computers to communicate over phone lines, like the internet, which is, how it was to begin with. All it takes is a computer and a modem, and anybody can connect to the bulletin system or even host one of their own. Once you connect, you can read all the other messages on the bulletin and even post some of your own to start a conversation. Many use them to share files or to chat about their favorite topics. Everything from video games to sports to idol culture. But in the wake of a sudden string of weird self-terminations, things aren't all fun and games. Rumors have surfaced for some people, but surfaced in this case, that the deaths are linked to a bulletin system operated from somewhere within Shinokawa. What is behind the self-terminations? How could so many people all be derived to take their own liberties? Start our investigation. To advance this mystery, investigate the circled location. As you progress, the locations and the rules may change. Okay. Even if the rumor bulletin system phone number is found, there's no hope to investigate without the computer that can connect it. Maybe the school library has one that will work. And special thing, investigate the forest location twice to complete this quest. So basically we can run the gambit of where we want to go looking and doing stuff. We have, home, which is where I'm at already. We can rest. And later, once you unlock more stuff in the game, you can get more options there. Downtown, which is probably where I'm going to go first. Travel to the apartments. Hospital, school, seaside, forest, village, and the mansion. The reason I'm going to come here first is because I'm going to go to the item shop and see if I can get a steak knife. Because steak knives are really cheap. Easy to equip. They're not super special, but it gives me something to start with, that's not just like throwing hands. So this is a dexterity weapon. I got dexterity of 8, which means it should be really good. Does 3 damage, speed of 72, and a hit chance of 70. So I should be able to do some work with it. You can also go to the police station. Every time you enter into one of these side things, though, I don't think it quote-unquote progresses a turn or does an investigation, but as you can see, the doom bar starts to fill up. So for most cases, you get like 2 doom, so the police station, you can go do a myriad of things. You can get them to request. You can request them to go to a location that has like a high threat level, because this is the threat level. So if they have a pretty high threat level and there's not a condition that's in play that keeps the police from doing stuff, you can ask them to go patrol the area, and it will lower the threat level. The threat level, I believe, mainly affects whether or not you're going to get into a fight, but it might also be like more severe events happen. You can also trade in experience points for money, and there's something else, but I don't remember what it is. Hospital, you can enter in. I'm going to go to enter the hospital. You know, there's different floors. You can do different things. The door's locked. There's really not a whole lot you can do. It really depends on the situation. But see, I can enter here for 2 doom. I want to come into here because I'm going to come over here and sneak some painkillers. I think that's pretty much all you can do in here if you don't have an injury. But you can do that once per campaign. Like, I don't think it's once. It might be once per mystery or once per campaign. And so, like, you get 2 stamina from them. If you take too many of them, it can cause you a problem because you can actually gain a symptom, like a side effect. You can either throw them away, you can sell them, or you can say, be careful not to, you know, OD on these. So basically you can end up taking too many and you can actually end up like getting like an addiction to it, and you'll have to keep finding ways to get painkillers. Eventually you'll unlock like another option here that allows you to potentially buy them, but you know, why risk it? So we're going to travel to the school. I'm actually going to go to the schoolyard and I'm going to talk to the kids here. Yesterday she told me she saw it again. I'm going to see if they'll join. How did you do on your English exam? Now, have you heard about the computer program that... Okay, so we got student E. There's going to be different ways to get different allies, but this is one you can pick them up. If O didn't make those drawings, who did? You got student F, and you can eventually, I don't think, oh yeah, access the rooftops. If I had a telescope, which I don't, I could use it here. I've not found one, so I don't know what it does. You can't really talk to that student, but it refreshes the kids that are here, so you can try and like gossip. Yesterday she told me she saw it again. Well, these might actually be the same kids, actually. No, because this one's not. Anyway, so yeah, that's really comes in handy when you're doing a particular mystery that requires you to get info from the kids and it doesn't keep causing you to gain more and more doom. So student E gives us cheaper pharmacy items. The pharmacy is actually the place I was talking about where you can buy them. He just smiles faintly. He's going to kind of be useless because we don't have the pharmacy, but it's good to have him. And this guy gives us -1 perception, but our perception is decent, so that's not a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and investigate the school. This door shouldn't be there. It shouldn't lead anywhere. More importantly, it shouldn't pull you in. So you can try and resist. Usually it means you're going to lose like reason or status, like stamina, or you can enter and maybe something good or bad could potentially happen. So we're going to enter it. Slowly you enter the unknown. Lost in time and space, you drift into nothingness until something pulls you towards the light. And now we're here. We're going to get a status from being here, and I'm going to go to the doctor for it. The temperature abruptly drops and you shudder in the icy cold. You find yourself in the middle of a snowy wasteland. A sudden gust fills you with flings you to your knees. You inhale deeply, feeling your chest tighten and ache. Your fingers and your ears are already numb and freezing. You have to do something, or you have to move. So you can either move towards the pyramid, check the icy coast, or give up. Okay, so I got an injury. The frozen guard corpse watched you silently, and as you cut yourself on the razor sharp edges of the ice. So I got frostbite and an abdominal cut, which I'm going to try. And so this is what they do. -10 stamina, -2 strength. So I'm going to go to the hospital and go back to this room. And I'm going to start with a frostbite. So was able to get rid of that. And I was able to get rid of that. So now we've got 2 different status conditions. Stable condition, nothing really happens with that. Blood loss, max 10 stamina. So Basically, it didn't change anything from the other one. I don't know if I don't think it's going to go away, unfortunately. But we're going to go downtown. I like to keep it on the items screen. Alarmed by the sound of glass breaking, you discover the corpse of a policeman lying in a pool of blood. It looks like someone or something has torn out his throat. So you can either take his gun, check wounds for clues, or escape before more people arrive. I don't remember what the escape before people do. Usually this gives you more experience, and this gives you a gun. But like, I don't really like using guns in this, game for a specific reason that maybe at some point I'll demonstrate, but I don't want to demonstrate right now. So they didn't tear out his throat, but instead carved an occult symbol with something sharp. You're trying to remember the shape and escape before anyone arrives. Plus 15 experience. Yeah, let's go ahead and investigate the forest twice and do that, because it'll give us some more flavor text. It said that a famous priest died on this rock. Perhaps the mysticism has seeped into it. So, tap into his power. Too risky. And I don't have the hermit ally. So, let's try it. Knowledge check. Failure. You feel you've attracted the attention of something terrible. Plus 2 doom. Well, I don't see anything. Okay. I forgot to read this stuff up here. You lug the cardboard box full of PC parts up to your apartment stairs, teeth clenched as you heave it up one step at a time. God damn, are computers heavy? I mean, they still kind of are, but they're nowhere near as heavy as they used to be. Oh yeah, we're gonna investigate the forest one more time. A wet splash behind you makes you stop. You slowly turn around and see a girl sluggishly walking in your direction. In her eyeball, there's a swarm of disgusting worms. One of them falls to the floor with a wet splash. So now we're gonna have to fight the infested girl. She does 1 stamina per damage. She has a power of 20. We're just gonna go for it. Cool. And because we did the mystery, after searching deep in the woods for some time, you discover the body of a young student clutching a note. The note says, "I write this for everyone wanting to stay behind. The sacrifice is worth it. Life's meaning comes from our relationships. Shared death, and that connection will outlast you. There won't be anything left but us. Everyone here is waiting for you, so if you lose your resolve, just listen to the voices of humanity." And yeah, there's nothing more that can be said. Okay. What does the neighbor gotta say? Oh, there is no, Kana's not home. So we're gonna investigate the apartment. Excuse me, do you have a moment to talk about our real Lord and Savior? The day of reckoning is coming, says the voice on the other side of the line. You definitely don't like the way the man on the other side of the line put the accent on real. Hello, are you still there? So a myriad of things can happen. You can lose reason for hanging up immediately or gain something. If you listen to the man, usually it lowers doom but causes you reason, so we're going to do that. Okay. You learn some useful bits of information about your nemesis. However, if everything the man said was the truth, humanity is doomed. -5 doom, -3 reason as well. And this is still okay. You wipe the sweat from your brow as you finally finish setting up the computer in your bedroom. After a few tests, you're now certain that everything is functional. The newscaster on the TV says that the self-termination rate is still climbing. Worse, the morbid trend is beginning to catch on in the other nearby towns. You need to act quickly. When you stop by home to pick up your lunch, you find a pile of letters in your mailbox. Read letters or check later. This can be either really good or really bad, so we're going to read them. Luck failure. Staying up late and investing in the current case has really increased your electricity bill. That's honestly not the worst thing that can happen. Just checking it. Let's go to the hospitals. As a part of therapy, some patients took part in art class. Some of the work fills you with dread, -2 reason. We're still doing pretty good. The road seems twist and turn when you're not looking, trapping you in this neighborhood. I don't have a map, so I'm going to get lost. You spend hours trying to find a way out. Finally, completely exhausted, you end up on the main street as the passage to the blighted neighborhood slowly closes behind you. We should only have a few more turns. This one's running a little bit long. I'm just going to finish out the mystery for this video. It's probably going to turn out to be a little bit long though. I figure that's probably what I'd have to end up doing, is like maybe one per mystery. Okay. A friend returning from a trip to Africa has invited you to dinner. This time, they've outdone themselves. This is a real feast full of exotic meats. It's getting late, and you can't stay for long. But the host asks you what you want to take home with you. You get a piece of meat that can give you a status effect. The wine, I think it regains reason, but will give you a status effect. And then you get nothing. I'm going to take the wine. Of course, I have enough bottles to last a whole year, your friend says, handing you the bottle. So you get 3 reason, and when you flip it, you get a hangover. I don't remember what the hangover is, but we're going to get that reason back. And we get an empty bottle, which is good. And I'll explain later why. -1 to all stats until the end of current mystery. Honestly, that's not bad. Some of these mysteries go really fast. Some of them take time. You try to lose the masked man who have been following you this whole morning. You eventually find yourself in a dead end, looking for a way out. You hear a branch snap behind you. I've never run into this guy before. Cult delinquent. Order allies to attack. And I'm going to put in for a dodge. See if I can raise my ability to like not do that. Attack boost, we're gonna put that up, and then we're gonna just like do that. Okay, luckily this guy doesn't really seem to be that dangerous. Okay. I'm gonna look at the village. I don't think I've run into that guy before. Unseasonal floods have closed many of the roads for an alternate way. You wasted a lot of time looking for a safe path. +3 doom. Alright, we're gonna, like, as soon as you hurry home, you dial the number and put the handset to the modem, onto the modem. Your heart pounds as the computer fans exhale. The sound hums. You hear a brief dial tone and then the final connection. On screen, welcome home. Do you like it? Yes or no? So, if you say no, it ends the campaign right now, which can be very useful if you're doing a challenge mode and you're running low on stamina and reason. Or doom, and you just need to finish the mystery, because it just ends it without any fight. But if you say yes, there's a fight, so I'm going to say yes. I'm glad. Take your phone off the modem and put it to your ear. Remember the note. You recall the note you found. Could this be the voice of humanity? you read about? Bracing yourself, you slowly put the phone to your ear. You don't hear words or a voice. You soon understand that you don't need those. It's difficult, but you manage to keep track of which thoughts are yours and which are theirs. Continued. Everyone is here now. We've escaped everything that has held us back in life. We don't have any more burdens. You can escape with us. This is the purest form of existence. Okay, so the other one just automatically has you do a fight if you don't have the note. A paradise of connection. Everyone deserves that. We will bring all humanity together. You need to think carefully about how you respond. Can't save everyone. Suffering is human. I don't want to die. You can't save everyone. You explain the imminent arrival of the old god with its limitations. The bulletin could never hope to gather humanity in time, not to mention how many people are unable to access a computer. As it is, convincing all humanity to die is impossible. Oh, then we'll have to wait. It's disappointing, but that's all right. When computers advance and everyone can connect, we'll come back for you. It's a promise, okay? The noise of the computer on the other end of the line suddenly cuts out completely. Still reeling from the mental assault, you find yourself staggering towards the futon and collapse onto it, and sleep soon takes you. You're awakened by the sound of the phone ringing. After what just happened, you hesitate to answer. You warily grab the handset. When you put the phone to your ear, you hear the trembling voices of the girl you met in the village. I can't thank you enough. It was in my head, and she burst into tears, thanking you over and over. You smile relieved. I'm going to have to do this on my other file because I've never gotten this ending. You later learn that the self-terminations have come to a sudden and complete halt. But even still, its promise lingers in your mind. How long do you have until it comes back for you? Yeah, I would say about if this is the 80s, I'm going to give it 40 years, and a thing called Twitter is going to come along, and that's pretty much it. You smother the thought. For now, it's finished, and that ends it. The rewards for solving the mystery, 30 experience, is what we gained. Through the investigation, we got 15. -5 doom, +1 to reason and stamina, and 1 day passes. And I'm going to end it here. I'm going to assign that level on the next episode. If you watched the episode, I appreciate it. If you made it to this point in the episode, I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.